Okay, so we have this file, the retail analysis sample. Did you copy it, Suleiman? Okay. Okay, I mean you don't have to follow along, but I mean just so there's a folder called resources under which I put everything, all these files. So opening up that one. Okay, so it already has a lot of things done here. I think this is from the previous tutorials, from the earlier couple of tutorials, because there was one like beginners and then there was intermediate. So this is the third one, advanced level. So what do we have there? We have a sales table with I think all of the measures in here. Yeah, all of the measures are in the sales table. Okay, and then we have the district, item, store, and time. These are the other tables. So if you look at the model, okay, so we see the relationships already there existing between the tables. Okay, there is store, there is district, there is sales. So sales is the main table. Okay, and then we have the time. Time is basically the date table. We said right about the date table. We need a date table for all the time intelligence functions. Right. If you want to calculate like sales over a certain period of time and everything, we need a date table that has all the date values, every single date value starting from the beginning until the end of the range of dates within the data. Okay, and then we have the item table. Oh, we still in advanced, right? Yeah, because I mean we've pretty much covered the basic things, right? We already did the project. So how many of you were able to actually go and do the project from scratch?
I did it from scratch, but I got stuck
Okay.
because of the problem I had.
Okay. Okay.
But I think
I mean, I would say, I mean,
think
if
by
you,
the
if you
time I
get
get
that done,
back,
I mean, you'll have a lot of confidence moving
yeah,
forward.
yeah, by the time I get back to it, I should be able
Right.
to. Yeah,
Because we could learn all the concepts, but without having applied those concepts, it's going to be hard for us to move forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just let the brothers come. So I'm going to introduce like a very important concept in overall like Power BI and beyond, so that we'll have a good
I
idea
don't
of.
know about my Nigerian brother. I don't know whether they will come today because of the soccer final.
Oh, subhanallah.
I
Okay.
don't know how much. What happened to him? Huh? Which one then? Soccer. The final is now. It's 10 to. I think 10 to 12.
Argentina versus France.
Yeah.
I think Argentina is in the lead, right? 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 before I left home.
Okay.
I don't know how much
Okay, so we have the sales. Okay, sales looks like okay, it looks like a calculated table rather than calculated measures and things like that. So let's I mean we'll see as we move forward in the tutorial. We'll see what's going on. Okay, so where's the tutorial? Let's go back to it. Okay, so okay. Okay, so this is something new. Alaikum salam. Okay, let's stop and then do that, inshallah. Okay. So just to give like a background, what we are doing. So I have a set of videos that we are trying to follow. So we learn new concepts in there. Uh,
Are we not presenting today?
we are presenting. So Shilan, you already copied the files?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have the files downloaded in my external hard drive, so I can let you do that. Copy those files, inshallah. So let's open up the file. So let's try to follow along. Okay. So now this is something new. So we have done calculated measures. We have done calculated columns, right? So now we are learning what to do. Calculated tables. You can create a calculated table. Okay. So new table. Okay. And what are we trying to do?
Expressions?
Yeah, we're doing DAX, but I mean, in this case, we are trying to create a new table. Okay. This is distinct order count. So that's
your
good.
project, Randall?
This is another one. So I'll give you all the videos and everything, so you can follow along, inshallah. So let's concentrate on doing it now. Just observe what.
So we're just watching.
Just watching now. Yeah. Okay. So we are creating a new table called distinct orders count table, which is so we're doing using the distinct function and using which table? Sorry.
You see orders.
Orders table? Yeah. Okay, we don't have the orders table, so I think let's go back to the home tab, and I think we need to get that data. So Excel workbook. So we have this BI resources sample superstore, right?
No.
Okay, there's the orders table. Orders, returns, and users. Okay, we'll just load that for now. So basically, this PBIX file, the Power BI file, was already provided as part of the set of files. So if we look here, so that file, retail analysis sample.pbix, that was provided. So we'll use that. So it didn't have these tables. So we are getting more from this sample superstore Excel file. Okay. So it already had a bunch of. So it had. It had the item, I guess, store time and sales. So we are getting the remaining tables from here. Okay, so now we have the orders table. So distinct order count equals distinct. So from the orders table, what are we doing? Let me take that aside. So distinct orders, order ID. Okay. So order ID. Order ID. Okay, we are getting the distinct order IDs from this table. Okay, I think that's okay. So we're just creating that one column table. So very similar to creating something else, right? So we are just using the distinct function. Okay, so we are creating a table now. We have created a measure and we have created a column, right? So it's very similar to creating a column, right? Distinct orders count. Now that's the name of the new table now, because we said create a new table. Okay, and equals, now we are using this function, right? Distinct function, and we are getting all the distinct order IDs from that table. Okay, so enter. Okay, so now we have a table called distinct order counts with a single column called order ID, and it has only the distinct order IDs from the orders table. So far so good? No. Okay, let's see. It's hard to see in this video, but what's going on? We saw that, right? So we did that, right? We are in data view right here. Okay, so it has 6,445 rows. Right here. What happened here? What happened here? All right, something is off here. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So let's look in the orders table. Okay, so there's a difference here. Okay, so this has like 9,426 rows in total. Okay, so that's why we're seeing that. Maybe that was the files were updated later to have more data. Okay, so in this case, so we have 9,426 total rows in the orders table, right? Okay, and these are, some of them are not distinct. Okay, so when we look at the new table that we created, the distinct orders count, we have 6,455 rows. Okay, so it only selected the distinct order IDs from that table. Making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's all right, we'll just try to, okay. Okay. Okay, so we'll just follow along. So we'll say new column. Okay, so we are creating a new column in here. Okay, so what are we creating? There is the order date and the ship date, right? So we are calculating the difference between these two dates to calculate the amount of time it takes between ordering and shipping. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So let's keep going. Okay, days to ship equals okay. So the okay. Okay. Same date. Okay, we have a third argument. There you go. Okay. So what we did was calculated the difference between the order date and the ship date, because we need to calculate like how many days it takes to ship the order. Okay. So what we did was, so we used this date diff function. So like we said, that Power BI provides a lot of inbuilt functions. The DAX, this is DAX, right? Okay, so the date diff function, so we don't have to like do like a subtract this date from that date, right? So you just so this date diff function, it takes three arguments. Okay, the first argument is the first date, and it doesn't matter because if you really look at this, the ship date is greater than the order date, right? Right, but we are giving so it's not, we are not subtracting the second from the first, we're just calculating the difference between the two. Okay, so the date diff function, it understands that. So date diff, then orders. So in the orders table, the order date, and we are taking the complete date, right? We are not taking, for example, if we dot, so it's showing us all the options, right? We don't want the day, because the date is a complex field, right? It has the day, the month, the month number, the quarter number, year, and all those things. Okay, but we are actually interested in the entire date. Okay, so that's why we selected the whole date. Okay, and the second argument is the ship date. So we are calculating the difference between the order date and the ship date, and we are saying we want the difference in these two dates in terms of the number of days, not in terms of number of hours or minutes or anything like that. Okay, so when you see a function, you have to understand how that function is working. So this function, the date diff function, it has three arguments. Okay, the first one is date 1, the second one is date 2, and the third one is the format in which you want the difference. Yeah, okay, you either want it, so for example, let's go back. So if you delete that, so you hit comma, so it's giving you all the options that are available: day, hour, minute, month, quarter, second, week, or year. Okay, so once we did that, it gave us a new column called days to ship, and it gives you for each row, right? This is calculated. We talked about the row context, right? Whenever we give expressions, right, to create a column, it follows that row context. So it calculates row by row. So now what it's doing is, for this row, it's calculating the difference between the order date and ship date and placing the value in the days to ship column. For each row, it's looking at the values in that particular row and calculating the difference and putting it there. Okay? So if you look this, we see different values, right, all through the table. Okay? This one's clear? Okay, now let's. This one's a little slow, but I mean, I think it gives us time to kind of process it. Okay. So we are going to look at the sales value and give ranking. New column. So we'll do that. Okay, so the rank X function. Okay. So what do you say? Yeah, this is being recorded. Yeah. So we are using the rank X function, right? So now once we type in that, it's going to give us the arguments it takes, right? So it's going to take the first argument as a table, and the second is an expression, the third one is a value, fourth one is the order, the ranking order, and then how to break the ties. For example, if there are two sales values that are same, right? How it's gonna break the tie. Okay, so let's follow along.
We designate what's going to be.
So so normally what happens is, I mean, if there are, say, two rows that have the same value, so say 246 is the rank. So 246, 246. Now, do you want to skip one value and then give the next value there, or are we going to just continue? So because normally what happens is, if you give, like, for example, there's right. So you have a rank 1 to 10, right? So if there are two things that have like a rank of 5, it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then 7, right? So do you want to do that, or do you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and 6? So the last argument is going to determine that. Okay, so let's keep moving here so we understand that. Okay. Okay, so these are optional, 3. Okay. Okay. sales, right? Right. So, okay, so get the point. So the row that has the largest value in terms of the sales, that will have a ranking of 1, and the least amount of sale will have a lower ranking, I mean higher ranking. Okay, for example, I mean this is just like $28.20, right? So its ranking is like 8,340. Can you sharpen it a little bit? Maybe better? Little better, right? Okay. Okay, so that is 8,340. Let's look at a higher number. So 189, it has a 4,856 ranking. Let's see a lower ranking. Okay, this is 1,050, so it has a 1,935 rank. Okay, let's keep going and see if we can find one that's okay. So this is $4,144.76. So that has a ranking of 483. Okay, we see, right? So as the amount is greater, the rank is lower. So the highest amount will have the lowest rank. The rank 1 will belong to, and I think we can kind of sort it out here, right? So if we, for example, if we just want to see the one that has a rank of 1, so we can just unselect everything and select 1 and say okay, here you go. You'll see the highest ranking order only. So if you want to selectively see data by any column, this is how you do it. Okay. So now
What if you were to click like sort ascending or descending? It wouldn't.
we can do that right here, sort ascending and sort descending.
So would it do that for you?
Yeah, it will do it.
Oh, okay.
So let's do that. So just do that, select all. Okay, okay, and then if you want to sort it ascending, it's going to do that. Okay, here you go, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and so on. Okay, so let's remove that. I don't know if you can remove the sorting. Okay, clear sort. Okay, we'll just go back to the default layout. Okay, so what was the function we used? The function is rank x. Okay, and we saw that it had 2 required arguments. And what do you say?
Wasn't a table an expression?
Yeah, a table and an expression, right? So orders was a table and the expression was the sales column from the orders table. Okay, and there were 3 more optional fields we did not, optional parameters or arguments we did not use. Okay, and maybe we're going to see that later. Okay, all right, so let's proceed. So I'm going to just selectively do that. Okay, let's do that. It's like a habit you build. Okay.
So she says.
Okay.
We're gonna rename
So
this
let's create a new one, just for the sake of it. Okay. So what was the other column name? Sales ranking highest, right? So we'll just call this one sales ranking lowest equals, what was the expression we used? What was the function? Rank x, right? So once you start typing, you get that. So rank x. Okay, and again the same arguments, right? 2 required ones and 3 optional. So we'll still go with the orders table, comma, what's the expression? Orders table sales. Okay, okay, let's see what this says. Okay. Okay. So if you want to leave alone an argument that's coming in the middle, you just leave, put a comma, do nothing for that argument, and put another comma. Okay. So now it's going to tell us whether we want it ascending or descending. Okay. In this case, we want it descending, right?
Descending, no. Descending, right?
Right.
Okay.
Or ascending.
Descending.
Okay.
Descending.
Right. Okay. So we are going by ascending now, because previously it was getting the highest sales number and assigning that
Yeah.
a value of 1.
Yeah.
Now it's going to take, when we say ascending,
The lowest
it's going
to
to
the
take the
highest.
lowest
Right.
sales value and then go forward. Okay. So we don't worry about the last one. Let's switch.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
أشهد أن محمد
أشهد أن
You have your computer
محمدا
open? Let's copy these files. No.
حي على حي على الصلاة
I have to have an adapter.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's just copy this. Where do you want me to copy that? Where do you want me to copy those files? I'll put it on the desktop. You can move it around wherever you need it. Just put it in here. Okay, so this has all these video files. So this one I downloaded. I just found it yesterday. Okay. So it's a set of like 5 or 6 different videos.
Oh.
Okay, and these are geared towards your Power BI exam. So it starts all the way at like beginner level, then intermediate. What we are looking at is the advanced level. So that's number 3, and then you have Power Master, and then Professional, or one before the other, and then you have the expert level. Okay, and then the exercise files I just open them up, put them under resources.
Okay.
So this is the file we are using, retail analysis sample, and then we added the data from sample superstore. Okay, so for example, we
To get those columns.
get the order table and others. Okay, so when you open this one, it doesn't have the orders and others, right? This has sales district, item store, time. Okay, so yes, you just do the get data in Excel workbook, and then on your desktop you have that probably resources, and you got this sample superstore. Okay. That will bring in the orders, returns, and users tables. Okay, select them all and just load them.
That's the
Right?
recording or the Power BI?
Hmm?
That's recording or that's Power BI?
That's Power BI.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you need to.
Oh, I think he needs that.
Oh, you got to add it to that.
Yes, that's the difference between racks. You have to have an adapter because all it is USB-C. There's no USB. Okay, let's see what we got here. Maybe I need to download drivers. So you get 1, 2,
I think so. 2.
2? Okay.
No, the first one. Okay, so installation downloads
Download like that.
and then Power BI.
Oh,
Just copy the whole folder.
the whole
It has
folder.
everything.
So just take the whole
Yeah,
folder.
take the whole folder.
Okay. Put it in my. Oh, sorry. Put it in my desktop or.
I mean, anywhere you
I'll
want
put
it.
it in documents.
Okay. Okay, let's move forward. So we're done with this one. Okay. Let's do that. Follow along. Okay. Okay. So what are we doing here? Okay, we are making changes to the data just to kind of see one functionality how it works. So what we do is we cannot change the data that's already there in Power BI. We can create new columns, we can add measures and all of those things, but you cannot modify the original data. Okay, so if you want to modify the original data, you have to go back to the source file. Okay, so we imported the data from this file, right? The sample superstore file, Excel file. So if you want to make any changes in the data, we make the changes here and refresh the data from Power BI, and it's going to pull in the data. So we change one value, right? Let's say, just for the sake of argument, we'll change one more row for the same value. Okay, 5297. Okay, so now we have 3 sales of the same value. Okay, because what we said, we want to see how we handle the tied sales, right? Tied values. Okay, so we save this. Okay, and how we refresh the data in Power BI is go back to the home, and then there is a refresh button here.
Oh, subhanallah.
Okay,
And it'll automatically.
it's going to automatically pull in whatever changes that were done in the source data.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
now
you don't have to hit publish again or
Right.
anything like that. Okay. Cool.
what's this? Wait a minute. What's going on? Let me just close the file and see. That makes a difference. So we came here. Now we're just trying to refresh. What's going on? Let's do that now. Why is it showing that? Cancel. Time, item, sales. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's see what this is pointing to. Okay, the receiver. Your question from the last time, right?
I know.
How do we change the source? Okay,
The data source.
data source.
I know.
Options and settings. Okay, here you go to file and come down to options and settings, and you go to data source settings. Okay, this one, change source. Okay. So I think we have like the files in a different structure than before. So we don't have that SQL Server database. I think the original ones, the original tables that were there, they were from the SQL Server database somewhere. So we don't have that source, right? So I guess we can.
Are we in need of it right now?
Yeah, because it's trying to update everything, right? It's trying to refresh everything. So we are fine with this one. We are already pointed that.
I was gonna say, can you like add a source?
No, because I mean that
Edit permissions, export. Okay. Global. Oh wow. Okay.
So I guess we won't be able to do that. But again, let's just see what is being done here. Can we selectively refresh? I don't think we can do that. Database, no. Okay, so that's an issue for us. So let's not worry too much about it. I mean, it's just about that last argument. We just wanted to see what effect that was having.
Which is the refresh.
Which is the refresh.
I see.
Okay. But I mean, if you have, let's see. Okay, if we had this one, data source settings. So for example, you had an Excel file, right? In your case, it was pointing to a different one, right? Location was different, pretty much the same file. So you can change it. For example, if you want to change this one, so you can just say change source, and you can point it to the right directory and right file.
So that source on the top one,
that
data source is specifically from Power BI.
This is from because we got a file, right? Power BI file. So the data set was already there in that. So they probably had that data from a SQL server. initially.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have access to that one.
Okay, as opposed to you
We
sending us-
selected this one, right?
I'm trying to figure out the difference. So, as opposed to you sending us the Manzur project,
Mhm.
right? And then me trying to open it up and then saying data source.
Right. So you would come here and then point to the file locally wherever your file was.
Okay.
So for example, okay, let's do that. Okay. So we now have like under D Power BI resources sample Superstore XLS, right? So let's do that. The problem is going to be again when we try to refresh it, it's going to again
It's gonna be the same.
have an issue.
Yeah.
We'll actually look at it at a later time.
No.
So I think for now we'll just try to move forward.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No worries.
So we've already seen like creating calculated columns and all of those things, right? So let's look at date functions now. Okay, I'll skip to the place where we are looking at the date functions. Date functions are some of the most important features in Power BI because a lot of your reports are going to be based on dates, right? Especially finance reports. They want to look at sales data for a particular date range. They want to compare sales from previous year, particular quarter, to this year, particular quarter, and things like that. So a lot of functionality in terms of reporting has to do with dates. So that's one of the most important aspects of Power BI. So we'll look at that a little bit more in detail. Okay. 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 Now. You saw that, right? Calendar function. Okay. Exactly. Okay, brother. So this is going to look at your data. The calendar auto function, it's going to look at your data and see what's the lowest date in your data and the highest date in your data. and it's going to generate the date table based on that range.
Alhamdulillah. Okay.
Okay, so we are like
It's very
we
important.
we used the calendar function before, right?
No.
Right? But we gave it the start date and the end date,
No.
right? But in this case, this calendar auto function is going to do is it's going to look at your data,
Okay.
okay, and determine the lowest date and the highest date
That's automatically.
automatically, and then generate all the dates in that range.
And that's it. There's just
That's it. That's it. Okay, so we have that. See the dates table. It has all the date values starting from 1/1/2005, going all the way until 12/31/2014.
And then we can make months, years, days.
So we can add multiple more fields to this. Okay, so but we created the basic. I mean, this is enough. If for a very basic need in Power BI, this one table with a single field is enough. But then you can have like you can add other columns like month of the year, week of the year, day of the month, and all of those things. So that's going to make things easier for you. Okay, all right. Okay, so I think we have much more data in here, right? Like we looked, like the count was much different. Okay, so we have now a date range between the 1st of January 2005 until the end of December 2014. So about 10 years of data, right? Okay.
Question for you though.
Yeah.
She said choose the orders column. So why didn't we put that in the orders column?
Choose the orders column.
Yeah. Didn't she say that or no? Am I mistaken? She said
Yeah,
that.
So we wanted that reference, right? We wanted the dates range in from the orders table. So it's going to look at the orders table and look at the date, the highest date and the lowest date.
Oh.
Right, because our dates are in there, right? The order date, the ship date, and all of those.
So how did you make the column separately instead of being inside of the orders table?
No. We created a new table itself, right?
Oh, you created a new table.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I see a dates table. This
Right.
Is my point is
Right.
that she said,
So we clicked on the orders thing.
Okay.
Okay, and then said new table.
Oh, I see.
So
Based
it
on-
had
it's going to go
yeah,
based
it
on-
had a reference to the orders table.
It's going to automatically reference that.
Right.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Making sense?
I didn't get was the ampersand.
Okay. 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 So what she said was, we need a new column called year that has the year value from the date. Okay, and we need a new column called quarter with the quarter value. But she said that we want to append or a prepend a q before that. So I mean it might get 1 2 3 4, right? So we want to just say q1 q2 q3 and q4.
I see.
So that's why you are doing that concatenation. Q concatenated with the value of the quarter.
Got it. Ampersand is the
Ampersand is the,
it's the and sign.
so it concatenates two strings, two values.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now to go to the next line without running this expression, you can just hit shift and enter. So you just go to the new line. You can continue like that.
Okay.
So you don't have to put everything in one line.
That way you just see it in
Right.
a better fashion, easier to see.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. Same thing. Oops. Yes. So we hit enter without instead of the shift enter, right?
Shift enter, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna
So
just try that.
do we go back?
That's fine.
Okay.
So we just do that.
No trouble.
Yeah, no trouble. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. We're gonna just stop that. Okay. Okay.
And that has to have that closing parentheses right there.
Yeah, because this is, you have to match the opening parenthesis, right? So we are matching the closing parenthesis for this one. So we closed, like for each time we closed for the year, right? We close this for the year, or for the quarter, for the month, and all of that. Okay, but we have one more that's left for this one. So we close that. So you see, we have the date, we have the year, right? We named the column year, right? And then we calculated just the value of the year. Okay, quarter, and then we added the Q before, right? So Q3, Q, and so on. And then for the month, we wanted the name of the month, right? The entire name of the month. So you have to do the format. So use the format function and date MMMM. So it's going to understand that we need the full name of the month. Okay, because if we use just month function, it's going to get us the month number, which we did last, right? This one. We use the month function on the date, and it gave just the month number.
Month number. Okay. And MMM describes what is that?
MMM means we want the full month name.
Instead of abbreviation.
Yeah.
So for example,
how does that denote that we want the whole month?
So that's how it's DAX understands it that way. Okay, so for example, let's do this. Okay, instead of M, 4 M's, let's do 3 M's. See what happens. See what happened?
Okay.
It's just taking the first 3, abbreviating the month.
Well, okay, let's assume. Okay, so.
Okay, see OCT.
I see.
See that?
Yeah, so it is October.
JUN.
Okay, so let's
So if you
go
make it
forward.
4, it's gonna give us the entire name.
For
Here you
even
go.
one's more than 4 letters?
Yeah. See.
Okay. That's just how
So that is how DAX understands it. How it is implemented. So I mean, there is a function that's implemented behind that's taking the argument, and it understands that with MMM you mean the entire name of the month, the complete name. Okay, so DAX brothers, now your focus should be on DAX. There is so much to learn in DAX, because if you're not good enough at DAX, you cannot be. I mean, all of these calculations are based on DAX.
You talk about the functions.
The functions.
Right.
See, in one single expression we created, like, otherwise we would have to go create add new column and all of those things, right? But instead of that, we would use the add columns function, and we can keep on adding whatever we want.
This is the meat of your
Yeah.
report.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, let's add one more column. Okay, shift enter. Okay, week number. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we want to do week num, right? Week number, and then we're still going to use the date field, right? That's single, and we're going to just close that. Here you go. So you can just keep adding and adding whatever you need. Okay, so you see the week numbers, October.
And again, man, though all of this is based on what the customer may ask for, you need to know all these.
Yes. So if they want some report based on weeks, okay. So if you want to say, I need the data, sales data for week number 47 in 2005. If you have this column, if you're able to have this column, then it's very easy to say, okay, I need to do the where week number equals 47, right? And that will give you only data for week number 47. Make sense?
No.
I mean, DAX is very powerful, very powerful. What else? I mean, give me one more thing. What can we do? What do you want to add? One more column. Think about it.
Day number.
Day number. Okay.
Day number.
Okay. Day of year. Okay. Let's see what we have.
Day, today, previous day, next day.
I think day. Let's see.
Dates.
Number from of the month.
Day of the month.
Okay.
That's as specific as you
Right. Let's see.
I was gonna say, can you do like that? Like
What?
hours and everything?
I think you can. There might be more complicated functions for that. Day, today, weekday. Okay. Okay, we can just do like a weekday for every day. Which day of the week it is, instead of just day.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll just do weekday.
Let's do a weekday. Alright.
Okay, and then again same date.
But do you want to call it day of the year?
We will change that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, day of the week. Okay, there you go. All right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.
That's how we organized it.
No.
Okay. What if you wanted the name? Wednesday, Thursday, Monday,
Let's
Tuesday.
see if we can do that. All right.
I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I think that's good. I mean, that's how we learn.
I like to see it in action.
Okay. Okay. Let's instead of this, let's see if we can just change this one. Instead of 1 2 3 4, let's see. Day, weekday. We did that, right?
Did we?
No.
Yeah, I think we did. What is UTCT day? What is that?
Okay, it's 1 to 7.
So identify.
Okay, let's see if we can if there's a format can do that. Okay.
Okay.
Format.
Okay. Maybe you have to type it out.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna take from the date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Date,
Mm-hmm.
comma. Let's see. This one was MMM, right?
Hey now.
www. I don't know. Let's see. Let me find out.
Now, generally speaking, you won't have to get this specific, will you?
It all depends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So they might want the weekday names and everything.
Right.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Day name issue. Oh, let's see. Day function maybe.
Day function?
Day, DAY. Okay. Make that on. Date.
Yeah.
And then, comma. Did we miss something?
Return as, what does that say? It says something.
Comma.
1 to 31 representing the day of the month.
Can we do DDDD? I don't know. No.
Can't tell.
Go to solution. Let's see.
We try.
Oh, okay. Okay. Format. Format. Oh, okay. Okay. We were kind of on the correct path. So let's go back to format. Okay. Date. And let's do DDDD. Here you go. Day of the week. Okay, so I mean, it's just you learn to do these things. I mean, you don't. Again, you cannot learn everything basically. So if when you get stuck somewhere, you just have to just Google it and kind of find out. Okay. So say let's just say weekday. Okay, let's also do
Mendo, what they call them arguments, Mendo?
arguments. I mean, for any function, it's like what it needs to calculate a certain value. Okay, so when you define a function, actually what's working in the background, when you define a function, you say like what you need in order to return back the value that you expect from the function. Okay, so those are called arguments.
Presenting them to the system.
Right. So when you actually call the function, you are giving actual values for those arguments.
That's mathematics.
It's programming. So I mean, you are kind of getting introduced to a little bit of programming here as well when you're talking about functions and arguments and all of those things. Okay. So weekday number, we call it weekday number. That was easy, right? It was just the day function. Day and date. Okay, here you go.
Now, if you wanted, okay, so that's just weekday, right? 14.
Okay, what's going on? Okay, I think
14.
day. Okay, what's going on? Let's see.
Oh, it's the day of the
Day of the month, I believe.
Okay.
Day.
Weekday. You can use weekday right there at the bottom.
Weekday. All right. Yeah, that was it. Weekday, and we give the date as the argument. All right.
Perhaps there's also a way to.
Here you go.
To label the days of the year as in like day 65 of year 2012, day 66 of year.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Just have to find out.
Exactly. Okay. Okay, so we added the week number, the weekday number, and the weekday. 3 additional things. So I mean, when doing these things, let your imagination work. I mean, go wild and just try to figure out. Yeah. All right. Good reminder. Yeah. Okay, what do you think happened in the background? Okay, let's go to the model. Did it create that relationship?
No. Did it? No. Did it create?
It did not.
Oh, okay.
No, it did not. Right?
Or did it work?
Would it normally do that though?
I don't think so. We have to. So I think we have to manually do that. I was thinking it might do that, but it didn't do that. Oops. Okay, so we have to create that relationship with which table?
Between the date and the orders.
Orders table, right? Okay. So order date. So we have to. So there is an order date, and there is a ship date. Okay. We can actually have two relationships. One between the order date and the date here, and the other between the ship date and the date table here. I mean the date field here. But for now, we'll just do between the order date and the date field in dates table. Okay. So it's a many to one relationship. That means there could be many orders for a single date, right? The star denotes many and the one denotes one. So there is a many to one relationship between the orders table and the dates table, because there could be multiple orders for a single date. But not the otherwise, right? Not the other way around. There cannot be multiple dates for a single order, right? One order cannot have multiple dates.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be simple.
Yeah.
No. Gotcha.
Okay, before we do something more, okay. What's the problem here? Cannot be used with a variation.
Days to ship. Is there something wrong with our expression? Because I see it underlined up there, date. See that up there? Right?
Order date in table orders cannot be used with a variation
So maybe you have to create that relationship between the ship
because
and
it does
date.
not have any.
Right, Sheikh?
Let's not worry about it right now. Let's. So now the relationship it is between the order date and the date.
In order to sort that out, you have to create a relationship between the ship date, right? Or no? The ship date and the date, and then the order date and the date.
Let's see if that fixes it. So ship date and
The date?
date.
I'm just curious, that's all.
Did it fix that?
No?
No, it did not.
Wow.
Okay, but still, I mean, now you see you have two relationships. One between the order date and the date field, and the second relationship is between the ship date and the date. Okay, again, this is we'll go into the details of that much later, inshallah. Okay, save that.
It's giving me this great relationship.
Between what?
I just added the. What is it?
Dates? No, not dates. Dates to ship. Ship date. Because dates to ship is not a date value, right? It's not a date column. Make sense? Okay. We already did that, right? Okay. Okay. See this one? Okay. It's talking about the error. Okay. Is okay. That fixed the error. Okay, so what this is so we look at the order date, right? So the order date here was January 10th. Okay, what do you think will be the end of the month for this order date for this? It should be January 31st, 2010, right? Okay, here you go, 1/31/2010. Okay, this is August, right? So when we look at it,
Should be the beginning.
so it would be somewhere in August. So it's August 7th. So we're just calculating the end of the month for that particular order.
No, no.
Okay, looking at the order date. Okay, let's move. Okay, so what we are trying to do is match this format, right? Like this format, the order date. Okay, so this is saying, okay, so they modified this. So order date. Let's go in. So order date. So they had the format in this way. This one. Okay. Okay. Same thing for ship date. Changing that to this format. Okay, and we wanted these in the same format as well. So we'll just change that to this format. Okay. All right. All right. What happened here? Samples store. Okay, we are using that, so let's keep going with that. Kind of, we did that. It's fine. Okay, so I think we did quite a bit here today, right? We created new tables. We saw a bunch of DAX functions related to dates,
Yeah.
right? So what I would like you to do is, I think there is the key performance indicators thing. So it begins at roughly about like 47 minutes. So I'll post this file in the chat, in the WhatsApp group, and I would like you to continue from there. Okay. So I think one thing you'll have to do there, once you download this file, you'll have to change the data source, right? So wherever you downloaded your Excel file, you'll have to go to File, Options and Settings, Data Source Settings, and then for that Excel file,
Yeah.
okay, say Change Source and point it to wherever that.
So you're gonna send us your project so far?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Okay. Can we start from scratch? If we
You can
want?
start. No problem. I mean, that would be even better.
Yeah. Okay. And in the beginning of the video, does it explain how to change the data source and things like that? Meaning like how we plug in everything.
What I did was I just started with
I know
this file.
opening their file.
Yeah.
Right. Their Power BI file.
Right.
And then
So I
then you had
started with this, and then I imported this data.
same
Sample
get
superstore.
data.
Yeah, get data.
Basically. Okay.
So if you wanna, I mean, what you can do is, maybe if you don't want to start with this one, you can just create a new Power BI file and just have this in there. It's up to you.
So being that this is the advanced area of the course, you think we should go ahead and jump into it?
Yeah, just jump in.
Okay.
I mean, there is no better way of learning than practicing.
I did it. Okay.
Because I mean, for example, if we didn't do that example of the calendar and doing all of those things, and we just kind of went through the syntax and all of that, we wouldn't really learn much.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we are visually seeing things, so that's much better than
Yeah.
just learning the formulas and things like that.
Lovely.
So brothers, next week, if we can be on time, we almost like lost half an hour today. Okay, so I mean it's, I mean, I'm not losing anything. It's you brothers losing half an hour of training. So so your task for this week is to kind of finish off. So it's roughly about 40 more minutes. Yeah, 40 more minutes of this video.
With the lady speaking,
So
Yeah.
by the end we should have a data report.
Yeah,
We should have a data report.
right.
based on that,
Based on that, yeah.
Thanks, Sean. That's another part.
So any questions so far?
That's all.
Let me stop the recording.